Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny day again. So, that's the problem with the collapsible ones. You can't put your weight on them. Oh dear, ow, and my knee's still hurting from that train incident. Anyway, sorry that was a bit of an interrupted start. I was going to say, it's Operation Let's Wash as many things as we can while the sun shines so we can dry it on the line outside. I'm trying a new thing, which is this. I've never tried it before, I don't think, but it was suspiciously cheap in B&M. It was like half the price for the others, and so I don't know, either there was a mistake or there's something wrong with it. Oh, it smells alright. Last night before I went to bed I was thinking, oh, to get my bedding stripped off, first thing put it in the washing machine and then hung out to dry, so I wrote it in my diary and I had forgotten, but luckily I came across it. Anyway, so it's Monday today. Oh, I've got one more week of holiday from uni and then study week, so 2 more weeks and then it's the assessment week, and I'm at the point now where like I kind of want more time to get ready, but on the other hand I just want it to be done. I want to get on with my summer. I've got a diary full of gigs that I'm looking forward to. I want to focus on them. I want to focus on vlogging and getting out and about more with the camera, but I'm just kind of like hamster wheel tethered on this cycle of practicing. That said, I did give myself some time off yesterday. I just felt like I was mentally, physically, emotionally drained and I needed a bit of time out. So I did some stuff, but I didn't practice my flute at all. I even did some puzzle and I went for a walk and that sort of thing. Yeah, I did quite a lot of my assessment that's got to go in, my assignment, so I'm going to do some more of that in a minute. I've printed it out because I tell you what, mistakes hide on screens, but I print them out and then they become obvious, and I don't know why this is. I don't know, I really don't. But I'm going to sit on the sofa in a minute with a pen and a highlighter and work out where all my things are and do some stuff by hand for a change, because it's all been on typey so far. So basically today is going to be work on my written assessments and practice sort of interspersed. I'm going to break it up into chunks and, you know, bit of written, bit of practice, bit of written, bit of practice, so that I don't get too bogged down with any one thing for too long. I just want to get it done. I think it's more of a motivator, just get it out of the way, than anything else now by this point. It's lovely sunny weather. I want to be out enjoying the sun, not stuck in my house, especially the cellar with no natural light in the room. And I even have to put the oil heater on down there, even at this time of year, because it's still like 16 to 18 degrees down there, even in a heat wave. Anyway, right, I'm gonna make another coffee and I'm gonna sit on the sofa and do my thing, find all my mistakes. Right, washing machine's done. I have proofread my thing and I'm going to go and type up the changes in a minute, and then I think I'm going to call it done. To be honest, I've worked out it's only, the whole assignment is worth 4 marks out of the whole of the first year. And of course I've got a second year because I'm only part-time, which is great because it means I'm squeezing all the goodness out of the course. Right, I'm going to hang this lot out. 4 marks out of 100, so 4% of the marks for year 1. There we are, all hung out. Do you know, I was watching an old vlog from just after the pandemic. Well, it was still during the pandemic, but we went on holiday to Isle of Wight, which was just weird because I had a mask on and it was just, we'd been in lockdown and we just were emerging. It was really weird. Anyway, I bought this for Isabel. Looks like I've ended up with it. I think she didn't like the texture of it, but to be honest with you, I think it'd be right now because it's got used a lot by me. Right, I'm going in. I'm going to do some work in my pyjamas and then have a break for breakfast and then get dressed. It is now 20 to 11 and I'm going to have a bit of this for my breakfast with some buttered corn cakes. And I'm going to put some yummy blueberries in it as well. So I've finished my self-reflective statement. That's just in my folder called Things to Upload for the closed recital module. I think I need to put a cover sheet on it and possibly amalgamate it with the other things for submission, but I need to double check that. But anyway, that portion of it is done. Yes! Tick! The next thing on my list was to try and book a rehearsal space for later this week because I'm having a rehearsal with my piano accompanist and harpsichord accompanist. It's the same person. And I had trouble booking the concert hall at uni for it, but should be able to do it. And the app was down. It wasn't working to do it. So I've been on the phone and I've been emailing the people that work there and they've sorted it for me. I've requested to have it and it's pending approval. They have to review those for the big ones because, you know, not just any old Tom, Dick and Harry can book them willy-nilly, you know. So anyway, that took ages. So now I'm hungry. I'm going to have some breakfast and then I'm going to get dressed and then I'm going to get back on with things. Yummy. Right, I'm dressed, I'm ready, I'm going to do my flute in a minute, but before I do, I'm going to answer a question from a viewer. Now, I've got to this point really in life where I can't do everything. Somebody asked once, how do I do everything? I don't. So basically I've got to prioritise everything, and they just have to get left. And one of those things, unfortunately, can be replying to comments or questions, like in text form, because above that list, you know, I've got my work for my gigs, I've got my uni work, I've got my getting the videos made, I've got responding to customers for my gigs and organising personnel for gigs. Like, there's so much to do, and the other things, they just get left off the bottom, because if I did those, one of the more higher priority things would have to go, and I hope nobody's offended by that, but it's just life. Like, we're in such a point now where nobody can get to the bottom of their emails. Like my poor boyfriend, he had 194 work emails and they all needed some sort of attention, and he's just like, like, you know, don't deal with something, you're letting somebody down, but there's only so much you can do. Anyway, so this is why I quite like to answer them in the video, if I can, because then it's like two birds with one stone, and also everybody can benefit from the response. Somebody would like to start vlogging and they are asking what's the best budget camera to use. I would say use your phone. I think cheap cameras are not as good as a phone, and if you haven't got a very good phone for filming on, I would say get a second-hand one, because there's so many reconditioned ones. My phone's an iPhone 9 and that was second-hand. I don't tend to vlog, I rarely film on that, honestly, because I prefer my cameras. I think a cheap camera is going to be worse than your phone. And also, cameras are quite hard to use, like, compared to a phone. They don't expose in the same way. Like in low lighting, I think phones expose. They bring light into the sensors so much better, and the colours look more vibrant and you can see things more clearly. Whereas a camera, if your lighting's not set up properly, it can be really dark and dreary looking, and it's not a very positive signal to the viewer. Like, if you know what it's like when the sun comes out, you get this bright light into your eyes and it kind of cheers you up, it lifts your mood. So if you want your vlogs to lift people's mood, I would say definitely don't vlog on an action cam in your house, for example, because they're terrible. So yeah, start on your phone. If you want to invest a bit of money in it, I would get a tripod with a ball swivel mount on the top, so you can set it at any angle, because you can get all your little arty shots of you pulling your toast out of the toaster and putting your coffee mug on the surface and all that sort of thing. They're also wondering about whether people in the local area will be judgy about it. Well, the thing is, YouTube doesn't just go to your local area, it goes to the whole world potentially. You don't know who's going to watch your videos. I mean, if you're making very area specific videos, like I make sometimes videos in Pontypridd, and so people from Pontypridd are probably more likely to see those videos. Judgy people are all over the world. Judgy people are not area specific. Judgy people are people who feel low self-esteem. They're going to judge you. I get some horrible comments from people. It just goes with the territory. The bigger your channel gets, the wider you reach, the more nasty comments you get. It is what it is, unfortunately. So I don't think it makes any difference. Yes, you'll probably get judged, and if you don't get judged, that's probably a sign that your videos just aren't being pushed out. So expect some really horrible comments. Really nice people get really horrible comments, and it reflects entirely on the commenter, not the person who gets the comments. That was that question. Let's just see if there was any more of it. Oh yeah, pros and cons of using a phone. This isn't part of the question. I tell you what, going back to the phone thing, problems with using your phone is wind noise when you're out, because I find on a phone, like, the camera and the mic can be very close together. I'm not even sure where the mic is on here. It might even be like that close on mine, for example. Mine's quite an old phone. I found, like, I just can't put a wind muff on it without obscuring the camera in some way. Like, big strands of fluff were going on the camera. So you might want an external mic for outdoor shots, because wind noise can be really annoying and jarring for people watching. If sometimes, like, you can fix it in editing, like if you've got one channel with wind noise of your audio, if it's stereo, and the other one's not so much, you can delete the bad one with the wind noise and just double up the other one and put it into mono. I do that sometimes. Has anybody noticed? I need to make a little fluffy coat for my Osmo, because I need a wind muff on it, but you can't put it on permanently because you stick it in the case and it squashes it off. Anyway, I digress. Right, I'm going to stop going on about that. I think that's answered that question. I hope that helps. Just use your phone. Use your phone. It's all you need. Phone cameras are brilliant these days. Brilliant. Another bad thing about using your phone, mind you, I'm going right back and forth, aren't I, is battery life. It drains your battery and then you haven't got your phone for other things. And also, if you're filming on your phone, you can't use your phone at the same time for other things. So you could get a second phone specifically for vlogging and just get a second-hand one if you don't want to use the same phone that you're using as your phone. Right, okay, that was such a jumble. It's because I got a lot on, I just got to get on. Right, I'm going to go practice my flute and I'll speak to you later. It's 1:45, I'm having a banana break. The time is 25 to 2. I have now done 1.5 hours of flute practice today with a little break in the middle for a banana. And now I'm going to rummage around my leftovers that I've got out of the fridge and cobble together a lunch for myself. I'm not feeding my daughter because she's out having lunch with a friend locally. So this is what we're working with. I got this out of the fridge during my break, so it's just kind of been coming to room temperature slowly. So that's left over from last night's. That was fresh tagliatelle, green beans and mushrooms, and there's some I can't remember the name of it. There's a vegetable in there, a Chinese one, I'll tell you in a minute. No, I won't, because I've thrown the package out. Can't remember, it'll be in the shopping vlog. This was like from, I think, the day before or something. My dad was round actually, and he and Izzy had some tuna pasta when I was out doing a gig, and that was left over from that. So I'm going to amalgamate those, and I'm also going to fry up a load more mushrooms and have it with that, because I had a reduced to clear frenzy in Tesco's on Sunday. I tell you what, that'll be in the shopping vlog on Friday on the other channel. I've got a lot of mushrooms, which is great because I love them. Oh, that is smelling lovely. I sneaked another wash load on, but there were young adults in the house, so I didn't get the camera out while I was doing that. I was chit-chatting about life, career choices, etc., asking them how their studies are going, that sort of thing. Izzy was popping back. Izzy's my daughter. She was popping back for sunblock, so she had a friend in tow. It's lunchtime. That's dry, so I got it in to make room for that lot when it's done. It's 2:15 now, so we've got some good drying hours left in the day, and I'm making a nice cup of decaffeinated tea to enjoy at my desk while I'm doing my band admin, which is what I'm going to be doing next in the next hour or so. Look, this puzzle's starting to take shape a bit now. There's big chunks being done now. I spent a bit of time on it yesterday. I know I had a walk. I had a bit of me time yesterday fitted into my day because honestly I needed it, and it was so therapeutic. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to do a bit later today. I've literally scheduled in puzzle break after I've got a good chunk of work done, and then before I start some evening stuff. There we go, lovely cup of tea. I'm back after my admin hour, which turned into an admin hour which included hanging the next load of laundry out in the garden because it's such a lovely day still. I can't get over the blue sky. So I've been emailing a customer about timings for getting in when speeches are finished and before Kaylee starts for booking in a few months. So dealing with that, tippity tap tap. And also I have been dealing with PAP testing certificates, public liability insurance, because it's not all fun and games. Being a musician, you've got to do some paperwork as well. So a bit of that. Hung the washing out, as I said, and I submitted my document with my scores for my private, closed recital that I've got to do. My big assessed thing anyway. It's a behind closed doors recital, although I'm allowed to have my friends and family there if I want to, just not the general public, like it's not ticketed. Anyway, yeah, so that's in. The deadline for that is actually next Monday, so I've got that in a week in advance, but really, it was fine. I've been chipping away at all these little jobs. I made an itemised list of all the little elements of things that needed to be done for my overall submissions, and that was one of the things. And so I've been chipping away at easy little things. Everything had to be in one PDF, which I didn't know how to do. Now I do. And have a cover sheet on it as well, which I had to make up from a template, but I had to remake it. Like it was a PDF one, they couldn't edit it. It's very strange that anyone did it because, you know, randomly I emailed to check. That is what you were supposed to do. So anyway, that you can do you can merge documents into one PDF online. There's like websites you can do it for free. So there we are. I learned how to do that. I just googled how to do it and that's what it was. So it was quite straightforward actually, because I thought it was going to be a bit of a nightmare, but it was easy. Anyway, so that's done, and my next deadline is the Tuesday after. So it's Monday today, so next Tuesday, as in Tuesday next week, is when all my other paperwork's got to be submitted. So chippity chip, chip, chip. Right, I'm going to make another cup of tea and I'm going to do some more flute practice now. I'm going to have one of these chai tea thingies, and my daughter's actually, we've had them in the cupboard a year, but she's given up caffeine, so they're just sitting there. So I thought, well, I don't know, I just have them. Thing is, I normally have decaf as well, but I thought, no, let's use them up because I'm getting a bit low on my decaf tea bags. I forgot to buy them yesterday. I've put them on the list for next week. It smells lovely. I just got my nose in for a good sniff. Oh, delish. Do you know, I'm very unadventurous with my hot drinks. I stick to my tried and tested tea and coffee, just how I like it. Thing is, when you're craving that, you don't want anything else, do you? But then it kind of closes the doors to all these other drinks in the world. I mean, of all the potential drinks in the whole of the world, tea and coffee is very non-diverse. I just tasted it. It's pleasant enough. I think probably you meant to like make a proper latte with it rather than a splash of soya milk, but anyway, it'll do. I'm going to practice now, and I've put a treat for myself at the end of it to inspire myself to do it, like a carrot on the end of the stick kind of thing. I'm going to have a puzzle break, and I'm already excited for that, and then I'm going to edit after that. I've emerged from the cellar. I've done another hour of practice. It went really, really well. Do you know, I had a rest day on Sunday, and on Saturday I didn't practice, I just did a gig. And so I'm really feeling the benefit of that, and that's a good thing. I mustn't get downhearted that, oh, I can't practice as much because I wear myself out. What I need to be is like really happy that I get to have some time off, and it's actually better than practicing sometimes. So, oh, that's really good. I am going to do another stint. I've done 2.5 hours so far today. I'm going to do some puzzle, then I'm going to do some editing, and then I'm going to do another stint. So I'm going to have a big break, maybe an hour and a half or something off, and then go back and do some more before thinking about getting the dinner on. It's hours later, so I did puzzle for half an hour, I edited for an hour, and then I did another half an hour of flute practice. So I've done 3 hours today. That's definitely enough. I can feel the chops are getting a bit tired and my volume dropped right down. I couldn't get as much volume out of it, so that's a sign I need to stop for the day. So it's still light, it's still sunny, it's still beautiful weather, so I've popped out for a lovely evening walk before getting the dinner on, and I was eating crisps not that long ago, so I'm not starving yet. Well, I got in from my walk and I was so blooming hungry, I was wobbly legged, so I've done oven chips instead of mashed potato. I was going to do mashed potato, but ever since that revolting fish that I made the other day, I have been just wanting to do a better fish meal, so that's what I'm making now, and everything's pretty much done. It just needs serving up. Oh, the evening domestic scene. Everything is starting to beep. That done as well. Yeah, I got new batteries for that, by the way. Oh yeah, they look done. Yum. Here is our tasty dinner. I think it's smoked bassa fillets or something like that. It was the cheapest fish in the shop, I think. Pretty much. Well, fresh anyway. Oh, so looking forward to this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. Please give it a like if you happen to like it. Subscribe to watch more videos from me. Click on a playlist on the end screen right now if you want to watch some more right now. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!